I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're exploring an extraordinary journey of faith and discovery with an amazing author. His name is Sal Miliziano. He has penned a powerful book that is called From Matador to Missionary, a life's journey toward seeking the truth. At age 70, a trip to Israel reignited Sal's passion for Christianity, transformed his perspective, and deepened his connection to the land and its people. If you've ever wondered how faith, history, and purpose intersect, Sal's story is one that will both inspire and move you. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below the interview. Sal, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
It's a pleasure. It's an enormous pleasure for me to be here with you, and I thank you so much for this interview. It means so very much to me.
Well, it's an enormous pleasure to have you on the show. You've done terrific work with this book. Tell us what the book is about and why you were inspired to write it.
Okay. Basically, the book is my autobiography, Logan, and it was never my intention to even write a book until the age of 70. And so in 2012, when I was 70, I pursued a lifelong ambition, which was to someday visit the land of Israel.
Mm.
Okay. Since I grew up in a church, Sunday school, summer camp and all that, church services on Sunday, I was very anxious to see where Christianity began. Okay.
Mhm.
So it was on my first of three visits that I visited while visiting biblical sites in Israel that I became overwhelmed at seeing all the places that I read about as a kid, the Sea of Galilee, Jordan River, uh, everything, And so when I visited Israel and saw all these sites, our tour guy, he was phenomenal.
Mm.
That's all I can say about him. But the thing that overwhelmed me the most, Logan, about this trip was the sight of all the rabbis and all the soldiers at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem.
Mm.
Uh, in they were in steadfast prayer. The rabbis with their little books, going like
Mhm.
this here, and the soldiers with their hands on the wall, uh, you know, men and women, and some of them were crying. This was a very emotional time for me, and it was because of this sight uh, that I fell in love, I believe, with Israel and the Jewish people.
Mm.
I could never stop growing in this love for Israel because of this sight and what I've seen at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. It's something like when I wake up in the morning and have devotions, uh, I can never forget these soldiers, men and women, machine guns on their backs, everyone willing to give up their life for their country. I believe this with all my heart.
Yeah. It's amazing when you do see that outpouring of faith, any faith, it's moving, it's inspiring, and I can see why you were so touched by it. Talk to me a
Right.
little bit about who your target readers are and why you think they'd be interested in the title of your book.
Okay. My target readers are everybody,
Mhm.
everybody who breathes life. I feel that Jewish, Gentile, uh, believer, non-believer, atheist, not, it doesn't matter. Uh,
Mhm.
people, why should they be interested in my book? Well, I'll hold one up and show you.
Mhm.
uh, this is a Star of David that I put on my book, and below it is a picture of this young 21-year-old bullfighter. That's me
Mhm.
being carried out of the bull ring on shoulders of all these admiring young kids.
Amazing.
These are all wannabe matadors.
Amazing.
So this to me was one of the most important days of my life, I believe. And on the
Yeah.
back it shows the book, what it's all about, basically. And I believe that if people saw this cover of this book, that they would, at least have a desire to at least pick it up and look at it. So that's That's what I feel my target readers would be, everybody and anybody.
I agree. It's a fascinating book. It's a journey of faith, a journey of discovery, and I think it would appeal to any reader. So it's highly recommended for sure. Talk to us about writing the book. How long did it take to complete it?
Well, since 2013 was the year that I felt called of the Lord to go into Messianic Ministry,
Mhm.
it was then that I knew I had to write a book. So I'd say from that date till 2024, last year when the book was published, it was about 10 years.
Hmm.
Okay. So I remember reading an article about Ernest Hemingway, uh, the way he wrote his books, and he wrote them standing up, believe it or not, in
Wow.
his study. uh, as he referred to all his compiled notes that he gathered all his life, books that he memories, history books that he read. And by the way, Hemingway, I believe, is the person who introduced bullfighting to the whole world
Yeah.
through
The
his
sun always
bestseller.
rises. Yeah.
Did you ever read Death in the Afternoon? That
Yeah.
was his bestseller.
Yeah.
And I read that a couple of times.
Yeah.
But anyway, my brother Pete lives in Florida, and I went to visit him once, and I said, Pete, I know Hemingway has a little office or a little place that he lives in Key Largo.
Hmm.
Key Largo being the southernmost city in the United States, close to the equator.
Yep.
And Pete said, "Sure, I'll take you there." And we went, and I got to see Hemingway's place, and uh, I it was just a tremendous thing, because all my life I've compiled notes, you know,
Hmm.
from grade school all the way through high school, college, the army, marriage. I've compiled notes and put them in a drawer in my study, in my
Hmm.
office. And so I kind of think that, and when I wrote my book, I didn't do it sitting down either. uh, so I think I unknowingly copied Hemingway's style of writing a book.
Well, that's
So,
wonderful. And it's evident within the pages because the book is so lyrical in its prose. It's beautiful to read, very, very inspiring. So you took your inspiration from a good source there, no doubt. Would you consider the publication of your book to be one of the most important accomplishments of your life?
well, the answer is absolutely and hopefully yes. I hope so because when I left bullfighting in 1964 to come home, I remember getting my boat in uh, Gibraltar,
Mhm.
same port that I landed in on the Vulcania ship.
Mhm.
So here I was on my way home, leaving Spain, leaving the thing that I love. And I remember being on the boat, leaning on the railing, looking at that crystal blue ocean, Atlantic Ocean.
Mhm.
And I was thinking to myself, uh, I knew the Lord was calling me to become a missionary to Spain. I felt that. And I said, Lord, I speak fluent Spanish. I uh, I know a lot of bullfighters who need to know what I know about you. So when I got home, I began waiting for God's calling on my life to become a missionary. To find a good Bible college where I can study and become a missionary. Well, I never got that calling
Hmm.
until 50 years later
Wow.
when I visited Israel. So
Amazing.
that's when I got my calling.
Well, life unfolds exactly as it should, and that's when you got your calling, and it seems like it was the right time and the right fit for you. Um, Talk to us a little bit about what's the main thought or focus you'd like to have readers experience once they finish reading your book.
Okay. Logan, I can answer that question. It reminds me of a Billy Graham interview that I saw many, many years ago. It was around 1975, I believe, where he was being interviewed by a person and the person asked him, he says, Billy, you spent your whole life traveling the whole world, preaching to multitudes of people. What do you expect to gain from all of that? And the person, I believe people that might be watching now will remember the guy that interviewed him. He had thick glasses and suspenders. I don't know. I don't remember his name.
Larry King, perhaps.
Uh, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember Billy's smile as he gave his answer. He says, "When it's my turn to leave this earth, I will be greeted at the pearly gates of heaven by our Heavenly Father.
Hmm.
And I will hear these words, 'Well done, Billy, my good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of the Lord.'" And that's really sincerely what I believe that all Christians should focus on. We need to be vigilant, humble, and our main desire should be that everyone that we come in contact with for the rest of our lives, we need to show Jesus in our lives, in our character, in what we do and say, so that they too will accept him and will also spend eternity in heaven with him.
Exactly. If you look at the word charisma, I believe it comes from Christ-like.
Amen.
And certainly you have that quality about you, sir, because it's been a true pleasure speaking with you today about this wonderful book. Folks, the name of the book is From Matador to Missionary, A Life's Journey Towards Seeking the Truth. It's an amazing story. It's Sal's real life story. At the age of 70, a trip to Israel reignited his passion for Christianity, transformed his perspective, and deepened his connection to the land and its people. If you've ever wondered how faith, history, and purpose all intersect, Sal's story will inspire and move you. Sal, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much, and God bless you, my friend.
God bless you, sir. Have a wonderful 2025. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time. This time until next time on Spotlight.
We'll
Very
always be
calm,
welcome
very
to New
relaxed.
Jersey, Logan. You come by and we'll show you a nice time. New York City, the whole
That
world.
sounds good. That sounds good.
Remember Rocky,
Yep.
Sylvester Stallone?
Yep.
I'm trying to get to meet with him because he was born in the same time I was, and
Oh,
he's Italian.
yep.
He had a goal of becoming the best boxer in the
Boxer.
world. I
Yeah.
I wanted to be like another Manoletti.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
I
Amazing.
think it would be great if we could see a movie maybe made out of this book, but that's up to the Lord. It's not up to me.
Absolutely. That'd be
But he would
great.
he would be the one to do it if he wanted to.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.